Bogatov. It's the same when the players in the stadium and the stadium is full. It's a great atmosphere. And our first international conference. But I'm really impressed, and let me speak some words internal. I want to give a big thank you to the union and to my employees in the IFA for organizing this. Boas, Jitzik, and of course, Ella, she is outside, and Amir, for this cooperation union with the IFA on the benefit for the coaches. It's a great, great first conference. Nissim is coming extra. Yeah? Give them your hands, please. A warming up. And I know him a long time. And he's also in international football really well known. In coach education, in this AFK, the union of all associations in Europe, and he did in the past a great job here. Nissim, a great respect from my side to your work here in Israel. But now, Jitzik said to me, please be in time. And let's start with my presentation. I was coming about one year before now to Israel. And the first what I did is to make an analyzing. An analyzing of the situation, and out of this analyzing, I produced an Israeli way. We have it here now, we have the brochure here. Please take it, and I really want to ask you, read it. Read it, because this Israeli way explains what we want in the future. It is a definition of Israel football and a specific project for players, for referees, and not at the end for coaches. A philosophy, a national philosophy for our future. We have it here, we can give it to you, and it would be a pleasure if you read it. And for this implementation, it was also necessary to build up a technical department. We did it in Shefaim, a technical department for national teams, for elite, football, for coach education, you see now red, further education, what we are doing now, for grassroots, for women's football, sports medicine and anti-doping, and of course, analyzing documentation and database. And this database, we bought a very modern database to have a documentation of all what we are doing in the next years, so that we can also analyze our way. Let's start with coach education.
האימון זה משהו שהוא מאוד מאוד מורכב וחשוב ומאוד מאוד מדעי, וצריך גם להתייחס אליו ככה בהתאם. אני חושב שכל מי שמסיים אצלנו בהתאחדות לכדורגל, מבין פה היום שהוא מעודכן ברמות הכי גבוהות של תכני אימון, ובגישה הכי נכונה של מאמנים כלפי שחקנים. זה שני הדברים הכי קריטיים, גישה ותוכן.
מאמן אין לו הגדרה אחת, מאמן זה שילוב של מורה, של מדריך, של אבא, של מחנך. צוות אגף ההדרכה הוא צוות שכמובן מתחיל מלמעלה בראש הפירמידה, נמצא וילי רוטנשטיינר שאחראי על כל נושא של אגף ההדרכה.
We bring our UEFA program to the coaches of Israel.
החיבור של אגף ההדרכה עם וופא כמובן נותן לנו את האפשרות לקבל את התכנים ואת התמיכה מהגוף הכי גדול ומשמעותי בכדורגל.
Our two great slogans in coach education is quality instead of quantity. Quality means better educated coaches.
היסודות הכי חשובים להצלחה בספורט ובכדורגל הם מתקנים, מאמנים וילדים מוכשרים. ואין ספק שההון האנושי, כלומר המאמנים, הם הקריטיים. ולכן צריך לעשות את כל מה שניתן במדינת ישראל כדי לקדם את המאמנים.
כל הדור החדש, כל הפיתוח של הכדורגל מתחיל מהבסיס מלמטה. אם מאמנים צעירים וחדשים מתחילים מהבסיס, בעצם אחריות גדולה מוטלת על הכתפיים שלהם.
אחד מאבני היסוד של שיפור הכדורגל בארץ זה שיפור איכות המאמנים.
לכן קודם כל אנחנו עומדים על כך שכל מי שבא שיחק בעברו כדורגל.
אני חושב שמי שבא לעבוד בכדורגל, הסיבה הראשונה היא המשחק עצמו, אהבה למשחק.
בשבילי כדורגל זוהי שליחות, וגם כיף לי לראות איך בסופו של דבר כל התורה שלי מיושמת בשטח.
The coach is this person who influences the player, who influences the whole situation, and he has a main part in this Israeli way. We want to teach this philosophy to all people here in Israel.
Let me give on this point an information. We wrote down a UEFA Convention for Israel, 2019, regulation guidelines for our future in coach education. You can see here, Israel is approved in BA and Pro license. And also UEFA C license will come next year. We prepared here a new course. We call it now IFA C diploma. It's a beginning, a kids diploma, but it will be in the next year a UEFA diploma. And also we are almost improved to UEFA B goalkeeping, and next year we try to UEFA A. And the information for all coaches, instructor or coach, we take nothing away from you. All what you're allowed to train will be in the future. This is totally sure. But if you want to come in the UEFA umbrella inside, we have fixed adaptation courses. This is from the instructor to UEFA B diploma, 60 or 30 hours when you have experience of 5 years. And as a coach, to come into UEFA A diploma, 90 or 60 hours if you have this experience. The next one, what we did is, we want to bring a kids' philosophy to Israel. And we want to build up this philosophy from 2 against 2 to the 11 against 11. You can see here the steps. 2 against 2, 3 against 3, 5 against 5, 7 against 7, 9 against 9. And 9 against 9, we have already prepared for you. Have a look on this.
Kids football in Israel means playing, and playing means fun. Let's try to create together a happy kids football here in Israel. Central contents in kids football are fun and enjoyment of the games, technique and coordination, many ball contacts, dribblings and passing with both legs, the involvement in all playing positions, and the general social development. The games are for the kids and not for the adults. Let's try to create together a happy kids football here in Israel.
Beside this film, you will also get a booklet where we worked out the content of 9 against 9. And now I want to ask you, please take it, study it and decide what is the best coaches, what is the best for our kids. Not for our ego as coaches, not for our results. Go back a little bit and say, this is the best for these future players coming up. So we want to give it to you in information 9, 7, 5, 3, and 2. And I guarantee you, after this, we have a wonderful kids football here in Israel. But I want to thank one person who did this film. It's Liron Glatt. Give him the hands, it's a great film. Bravo, Liron. The next one, we created in the Israeli way a talent pyramid. You see here, the kids football, the development centers and an academy, till up at the top, the national team. But for me, this is the most important, you can say, from 11 to 18 years. The most important. And we must have here in Israel a talent development structure for these wonderful talents. And it's not enough to have this in the facilities of a small club. It's not enough international. And we want in the future not to produce only for Israel football. We want to produce for international football at the end for our national team. And we started already with an academy in Shefaim. It will be a cooperation with Hadassim, with a school. And you see here, Gadi Bruma and Gai Asuri, the lead of the academy, and Nir Velbert in the management. Of course, it's not enough to have one at the center. We want to build also in the north and in the south development centers. If it is possible to have 5 ones, we are all over the country and we scout every talent and give the possibility. And please hear again, coaches, help our national team coaches here to cooperate, to work together. Go back a little bit and think on the player. Is it good for him or is it not good for him? He stays in the club, he can play for the club. We do not want to buy the player. We give it back to you in a better condition. Please help us in this cooperation. All countries in Europe who did it, the output was success. And believe me, we must change here this phase from 11 to 15 years. The next we did is a project 22. In this project, we make, especially for the best talents of our youth national teams, individual development. It's difficult to understand and to go in this process, but we try to bring it here in the part of football, in the part of conditioning, in the part of sports psychology, and of course, in the health part, in the social part, in the sports medicine part. The individualization of our football is the goal. And in this, we also want to cooperate with institutes, with clubs, with coaches, only for the benefit of the players. And in the Israeli way, I have written down at the beginning, believe in our players here. And we coaches are only here to help them. Not for trophies, not for awards, not for medals. I have won the champion. No, the players. And this, I think, is necessary to do here and to do in a philosophy that we know exactly the players are in the middle, in the center of education. Let me start my presentation. Methodical development of zonal defending. Zonal defending, all top teams here play in zonal defending. But it's very important to go in detail. And I want to give you 10 steps how you can build up in your club, in your development system. If you do not, one step, it's not a perfect result at the end. Let's start in this way. When we speak about defense, we are out of possession, it's clear. We have in football 4 phases. The defense, the offense, the attacking, the transition, and of course the set pieces. We speak today about defense. If you are in defense, what is the first what you can do? To get the ball back, yes. Wonderful. How? What are all top teams doing now immediately when losing ball? Yeah, wow. Press. Good coaches. Immediately press. Is it always possible to press? Yeah, yes or no? No, it's not always possible. So if it is not possible, Mr. What are you doing? Learn on the field. What are you doing? I cannot press. Back position. Very good. Very good. Also, you have also, I called it in this way. I hope I can explain it. Delay, to deny. And if you are again organized in defense, and you must understand, you can also dictate the attacking where you want to have it, if you do it in a great quality. Is there another situation in football? Press, or to organize new, to delay a little bit? Is another situation? Of course. Of course. There is a situation we are in a hurry. It's emergency. Yeah? We have only to protect our goal. We are in great difficulties. So, between these 3 points, the most important in football is the transition. You lose immediately how you press, immediately how you go back, or how you protect the goal. This we must know, and on this we have to work. I always say when you speak about football, look at the highest picture. And the highest picture are the benchmarks. Also in football, not only in economy. The benchmarks are, you do it, the national teams, the European Championships, the World Cups, the Champions League, the European League. Do not watch with a small beer and with chips these games as a coach. Watch it as a coach. And when you watch it, you analyze the trends. And the trends you have to bring to your players and to your team. Of course, you train first league, you train second league, you train fourth league. You cannot do the same as he's doing. But you can bring it down, adapt it, and bring it to your players. And the trends in defense are all good teams have an average goalkeeper. An average goalkeeper. I will not speak about goalkeeping in defense. Klaus will do. He will speak about goalkeeping. But you see here, these are excellent performances, what we have now in top football. The second is, all players are participating. It's a compact center. When I watch our league games, not always, all players are participating. There are players without focus. There are players running in this style. I show you from a national team game. It's not a prepared exercise. It's out of a game, how a top team is working with three defenders, midfielders, and strikers. Look on the players if one player is standing still. Look. There is no break. The movement, the distance. All players on the attacking point. This we have to. Again. The formation, you can say 5, 3, 2. You analyze in every moment. If one player would stay, 2 players out of the game, or, as I see often, 3 attackers, 2 wingers, 1 central striker, standing forward, saying, okay, now it's not offense, I'm not in the game. It's not possible in modern defending. If you see here, I'm not sure if you can see, here is the ball. The blue team has the ball. You see here in a 4-4-2 the organizing of the last line. Here, the doubling, the midfielders, and the 2 strikers. They make the field as small as possible. Second example, you can see here the ball. You have again the last 4, the midfielders, a defense triangle, and also the strikers are working here inside. If one player is out, this system, this zonal defending is not working. Also, these 2 pictures out of a regional game. It's not a graphic as you do, you paint it at home. It's out of the game. And you see here also distances. I'm not sure if you can read, but it's 9 meters, 10 meters, 11 meters. The distance between last line to mid-line, about 10 to 15 meters. A compact 4-4-2 also here. You can see in their MISCO system. And what the top teams are doing, the center is always closed. If there is a one guideline, we do not open our center. So you see here 4 defenders, the holding midfield player on the side, 3 midfielders before, and 2 strikers. Very compact organization, all players are working. And this we have to learn. Klaus, the goalkeeper, is a little bit in offside. You said immediately, pressure on the ball. Yes, that's it. Pressure on the ball is a trend in international football. And for me, in the German Bundesliga, one team is doing excellent. Excellent. Excuse me for some German words in this video clip now, but look on the philosophy of Red Bull Leipzig. Aggressive, defending, forward. Not going back. Defending, forward. Dictating the game in defense. High intensity. And immediately transition to come to the goal. Always be prepared. Right defender now. And he comes, wins the ball, going forward. The whole team coming on the side. Zonal defending, a principle. And always to have also numerical advantage in this sector of the game. And if they win the ball, as fast as possible to the goal, if possible. You see it here. And the last one is, I said it, the whole team has to work, otherwise it's not possible. The whole team. Please, can you do the next weeks when the championship starts again? Can you analyze one game for you in first or second league? You go here, you go in the stadium, you analyze, and when you see situations where not the whole team is working, you think on this moment. Also in your team, in the youth teams, we have to work on this. It's also a mental part to be 11 players against the ball. If you only play with 7 players against the ball, 8 players, 9 players, it's not so good. But the great question is, how can you, in your club, develop this? And in my opinion, there are 10 steps necessary. 10 simple, straight steps necessary. The first one is, you must have a base of a player in coordination. I cannot speak today about coordination. Perhaps Benji is a little bit speaking about disabilities. But what I want to say to you, when you train in coordination, please try to do always coordination in football. Use the ball, use the movement of football. Here you can say, dribbling with the ball, moving the ball, use it. And this is for me time and not wasting time. But the base of football-specific actions is coordination. First step, coordination. Boaz, please, can you take the flip chart and you write now 1 and coordination. So we have at the end the 10th step here on the flip chart, please. The second one is for me the 1 against 1. You defend in zonal, but at the end to get the ball is a 1-1 situation. And look on the 1-1 again on the picture on the highest level with a world-class defender of Liverpool. You know him very well. But look now as a coach in detail what he's doing in 1-1 situations. Great education. always focused, always concentrated, always in the game, never losing concentration, staying on his legs, not going down too early, winning many, many 1-1 situations, saving dangerous situations. When we want to train this, I want to give you to all step a basic exercise. You have many exercises, but for me, the most important is now what we are doing here. Not to go with the exercise and you believe the exercise is teaching. What is your content in the exercise? And then you take the exercise for your content. But often I see coaches only with exercises. You must go out clear with the content. What is the content of 1 against 1? Good. Position is that? Get the ball, okay? If you cannot write it down immediately, look at the film.
Here we see how to defend against a
These are the
right-footed
clear
player.
contents of 1 against 1. Sidewise defense stance, not frontal, sidewise. Here he wants to bring him to tackle.
He has to keep a close eye on the dribbling foot, keep his distance from the ball, and speed up as he moves backward so that his opponent can't get past him.
Right-footed
If the
or
attacker
left-footed.
starts to make a break for it, the defender moves in close and makes physical contact. This 1v1 situation occurs fairly often in match, not simply run toward the attacker.
Very important
Instead,
now. He's running, not frontal to him. But normally the players are frontal here. Not in this way.
Instead, the defender should move in toward the attacker from the side
You set
and take
position.
up a defensive position to one side.
It was
Naturally,
right.
This position depends
But
on
where
whether
is
the
the
attacker
exactly
right
position?
or left-footed.
And if you see here, there is also only the possibility to go outside.
An attacker depends on the attacker's dribbling speed.
The distance,
Timing
not
is
too near,
critical here. If the
not too
defender
far.
moves too close, the attacker can get past him.
Because
with
you
a
have to
change of
take
direction,
over the tempo.
generally speaking.
Otherwise
In
it
this type
dribbles
of
you.
1v1 situation where the dribbling speed is high, the defender should stay relatively far away from the attacker. First, the
And then
defender drops
he
back
takes
into
the
a
tempo,
sideways position,
and now he
offers
brings
the
the
attacker a
shoulder
breakthrough on one
between
side.
ball and
If the
player.
attacker plays the
You
ball
see?
forward, then the
He must
defender
go
should
inside.
from the side and go after the ball, as we see here.
Or we say running him up.
This is a very good defensive position against
Very
a
good now.
right-footed player. Against a left-footed
And
player,
he runs it up.
the defender would have to be farther outside.
You see on the legs. And believe me, these key
This
points,
defender does a great job.
you
of
have to know
pulling
it,
out the
to have in your brain.
path on the change of
And this is what you do as a coach when we speak about coaching.
run to intercept the ball.
Coaching means influencing the players. Please write down step 2, 1 against 1. The next step is the coverage. What is coverage? What is coverage in football? Please, Klaus and Leon, can you come out to me? Can you come on stage? Coverage, and this is very important. I hope we can show it here. Please, Klaus. Or go back, Klaus. Leon, come to the 1-1 situation. Look to me here. We are going in a 1-1 situation, and he's covering him. He's covering him. And now I ask you, is he covering here? 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 It depends where is the ball. Do you see the ball? The ball is here. And where is he? Is he here? Is he here? And I am now the young player. Please, coach, say me where I have to stand. What is your answer? Behind. Klaus, go please here. Yes, he's behind. Wonderful. He doesn't see the ball, but he's behind. A little bit, Klaus, a little bit here. A little bit, is it in all situations? A little bit? Wow, this is fine. We play on Sunday, and I'm a little bit. This is not coaching. What can I say to this player? Come a little, stay close. Come a little bit here. Very simple. Boys, take the ball. If this pass is possible between, the coverage is. So, I say to the player, you have to cover him, no ball between. Okay? No ball between. Of course, if he is too much behind, I have to coach. But this ball, take it. This ball, no, not you. Not you. The coverage here, this ball he must have. If he's, okay? If he's outside, come forward, Klaus. Open here, in the diagonal open, I give the ball back. Klaus, this was now, the diagonal here was open. Please, we try it again, come here. And this coverage you have in all situations when an attacker is coming and the player is behind. But if the player behind is only standing, there is no coverage. Thank you. Thank you both. So this step, you see it here. Okay, also when you play, I come to this. So please write down 3, coverage. I hope you see this. When a player is going to the ball and the player passes the ball in this horizontal, the most important is the way of the player back. And then the other player can come out. But often, if he is in the coverage, he plays the ball and this player is only running forward. And then he opens everything. So it's important, the player coming out, the player going back. And the most dangerous situation is when the two players are parallel to play through. If the player doesn't see the diagonal of coverage, he doesn't understand zonal defending. And I guarantee you, I'm not sure if players recognize this. You have to explain. Also, player overlapping, and this is a third picture, to take this overrunning player. Third step, coverage. Well done, boys. Step 4, if you can cover on one side, you can also cover on 2 sides. And, okay, just a moment. Basic exercise, 2 against 2 or 3 against 2. An excellent exercise in combination, what I said, 2 and 3, is this one. You can try it at home. You have in the middle a 3 against 2, and on the side, it's coming to a 1 against 1. Watch it. Now, 3 gray players against 2 red players. Coverage. Attacking and coverage. And on the other side, the principle of 1 against 1. So you combine in this exercise, you are teaching points 1 against 1, and you are teaching in coverage. For this is an excellent exercise. Coaches, have you understood? I have point 2, I have point 3, and then I'm sitting at home and say, can I find an exercise for this? Can I find an exercise? And here is an example. But not in this way. Oh, wow, this is Guardiola making. Wonderful, this we do. We do Guardiola. We do now Guardiola. Play. Wonderful, yes, good, good, good. Change it. you take the content 1-1. You take here the content, one attacker, one player covering, and you go forward. The next step, what can it be? Coverage one side, coverage on the other side. And we speak from a defense triangle. You can see here, coverage from both sides. The principle is the same. Please write down defensive triangle, 4. This is a defensive triangle, and you see here also the same rule. No ball between if they are attacking here and they secure in one line. Defensive triangle, top football. Let's see. Let's see one of the best in the last line, Sweden. Now, defensive triangle. They went for one player coming out, 2-player coverage, and we see this theory we see here in football. If you do not see it in football, forget it. It must always be theory is for a quality play in competition. And from this, a 3 against 3, a 4 against 3 is excellent to train as a small-sided game. You must write a little bit closer because it's 10 points. Coming to 5. If you have 3 players, you can see now 1-1, coverage, defensive triangle, last 4. And the last 4, it's a combination to say we are defending on the side, 1 player, no ball between, coverage in line. You see, right, the defensive triangle in the last 4. All players going forward, going in a defense triangle. Or, you see here what I have spoken with Klaus and Liron, passing horizontal, you use it here again, 1 player back, 1 player out of this last 4. Or, of course, a player going to the wing, 1 player has to mark him to go outside. Principle of 4 players, and of course, you train it in a basic exercise 4 against 4. I want to give you a specific exercise. Try it at home for the last 4. You have, when you write down, 5, you have it already? 5, last 4. When you train the last 4 and all this principle I have spoken, you give here a line. This line is a defending line. So in front of the line, the 4 blue players have to defend against 6 players. But outside, you see here in brown and here in brown, the defender is not allowed to go in. So if he loses here position, a player is allowed to go there. It's a most dangerous situation to coming back in the game. Back in the last 4. And he has also only the possibility to block in front of the gray zone. So you bring to your 4 last players a situation most dangerous in the game. You do not train. Please, very simple. You give them a really dangerous situation, and if you want to make it more, you play 8 players against 4. And the 2 players more are the central defenders. So you have outside in the gray zone 2 against 1. Overlapping from the fullback. What in the game happens? He's coming, when you see now Israel against Poland, the 2 defenders are coming, wow, in top football. And here, our fullback, right or left, has always 2 against 1. Very difficult for him. Coming over him, he has to block inside, and the crosses are coming for our central defenders. And they have to defend inside, totally dangerous crosses, also for the goalkeeper. Step number 5. Now is a big change. In step number 6, you go from 1 line to prepare the second line. The second line, and there is a basic exercise. I call this exercise 2 against 2 plus 2 against 2. And believe me, if you play, excuse me, I make it here. If you play 2 players plus 2 players, and you know here the principles, and the players are working in the principles with high quality, you only have to double it, and you have 4 against 4. But if they are not well educated here, they cannot in 4-4 or 4-2-3, it's not possible. Or also 4-3-3. They do not know how to play here in 2 lines. And I give you one example, what we must coach. Klaus, can you see this arrow? It's possible. This player is attacking, and the second player is covering him. Coverage, step 3. The 2 defenders are in last line. So our position is 1 player attacking, 1 player in coverage, 2 players in the last line. It's difficult because red is playing very well. They play in a diamond, and this player is very intelligent. He plays not on this side, he plays on the free side. So our player from the last line is going up. The second player is sliding here over. The left player is coming in the last line, and he tried to double here. Better for me coming here as here. And this is going very fast in the game and very fast in the training session. If your players are excellent in this is 10 euros. 10 euros for a charity. 10 euros. If they can do this very fast, they are prepared to play in 2 lines. If I see a training session and they are not able to do this, I know the players are not educated. You are only exercising. You are not educating movement, changing lines, coming forward, covering 1-1, all what we said till now. And if you do this, it's simple to bring it in our exercise. You give to this exercise 2 holding midfielders or 1 you play. If you play with 2, it's 8 against 4 plus 2. Same exercise as I explained, but now the last are working together with the 2 holding midfielders. You can also go here on 10 players. You play almost against the whole team. And the last step is, of course, to bring it to 4-4. I said it here. To train it very well, to prepare it, and then here. So Boas will write down this step number 6. Playing on 2 lines, and step number 7, 4 plus 4. You can here write 2 plus 2, 2 against 2 plus 2 against 2, preparing 2 lines, and the next step to bring it on a back line and a midfield line. And in the midfield, you see now defensive triangle. In the midfield, you see 2 defensive triangle, player coming back, player coming out, the movement of the last line. You see here, moving to the side to press in. To press in. Also defensive triangle from the central midfield player. The whole principle you prepared for the last 4, the same principle, almost the same principles for the midfield players. Step number 7. Coming, also here, situation, and also the behavior of long balls, second ball between last 4. Very interesting here also, you see defensive triangle, you see here long ball, you see here doubling coming in the midfield from the midfield players. Great work, last line, second line. So you have the exercise again the same. You play 10 against 4 plus 4. Step number 8. You give the whole team on reference points. The ball is the attacking point, and it must be clear for a player what is my position. Here you have the ball. You see the whole team in possession against the ball. Do it very slowly. Give a next position. Do it very slowly. Explain the players exactly where you want to have the players. It sounds simple, but it is unbelievable in the game. And coming back, okay, number 8, whole team on attacking, whole team to the ball or reference points. You can take whatever you want. And out of this, the whole team, I said it at the beginning, must be in distance. It cannot be that the strikers are 20 or 30 meters before. That the defenders are standing in their own half and the ball is on the penalty, is on the 60-meter box and the opponent plays in own half. It cannot be. And look at the picture in international football. They are doing it. This is an attacking point. Look on this. The ball is an attacking point. Every player is in position. The ball is an attacking point. Every player. Attacking point, left side. Coming near, last line, midline strikers. Watch it again. Coaches, this is not a graphic. This is out of a Champions League game. It's not a prepared situation when we write here down the 10 points. It's out of a competition. If there is 1 or 2 players not doing, you can forget the whole theory. You can forget zonal defending because you open zonal, you open space, and the player is using and playing on this space. So it's a great work of coaches, but also a quality of educated young players. Please write down step number 9. Play on 3 lines. And now the question on you, what is the point number 10? The last point, we have 9. In English? Zonal? Bravo. Yes, this is also 11, but you said the match, the game, the competition. And why is the competition so important for us coaches? The game, yeah, but why? What is in education, what is the output of the game? What can we do after the game? Who said? Who said? To analyze, he said. So we bring the whole theory in a game, in a competition, and out of this competition, we make the analyze. Out of the analyze, we have our next training. Please? Yeah? Okay, out of the analyze is a learning process. Very good. And we bring this analyzing in the training. Again, competition, analyzing, training. Again. And go in your analyzing really deep in the content, what you want. Not general sentences. You did it very well. I have seen you very positive. Try to be motivated. This is nothing. Speak about the coverage. Speak about the last four. Speak about the movement of all players. Speak about the distances. Speak about these 10 points. So my last point is here. The whole ball orientation, the block formation, the movement of the whole team to create a numerical advantage, to give pressure on the player if it is possible, to cover the attacking player, and of course to win the ball in a 1-1 situation. It's a summary what I have spoken. And of course, the last step, and here you see this sentence of a world-class coach. I think it was Sir Alex Ferguson in a conference when I took this sentence of him. Thinking processes which should be conducted in play, you want to see on Saturday, on Sunday, can actually only be learned in competition or competitive training. What he means is the learning effect is in the match the greatest. And if you want to have this learning effect in your training, you must do it in a competitive way. If you do it in an exercise with 60%, with 70%, with 80%, a professional player is not learning. A good youth national team player is not learning. It's for him doing. You know it from the passing. If we pass in, he said 1 minute, but let me have 2 minutes. If you pass in this way, it's for nothing, you waste time. If you pass concentrated, poof, good touches, the player improves. Competitive training. Try to do it in the future. I want to finish some key points for you for your next training immediately. Do you train football realistic situations? Ask you if you train football actions. Is it in the game on Friday? Is it in the game on Saturday or Sunday or Monday? Make many repetitions in all points. Is it age and appropriate to the level of the players you train? And is your coaching to these 10 points? Or is it wonderful, nice, general, very, very general? In this presentation, you find also an exercise for the whole team. You can use it for offense and defense. The exercise is here. 2 strikers are working against 4 defenders and trying that they not can play inside. The midfielders are not allowed to come outside, and in zonal defending they have to block the ball. If they are coming through, they can play 5 against 4 against the last 4. Do this exercise for about 15 minutes, and then you go to a free 11 against 11 in a competitive playing tempo. And the last one, if you finish your session, ask you final questions. Ask you final questions in the dressing room. In my training session today, was football played? You know what football is. Was it played? Or did we exercise a little bit? Was football played? Did the learning of football action take place? Have the players an improvement? Or was it a little bit exercising? What was the improvement of the striker? What was the improvement of the goalkeeper, of the midfielder, of the defender? The third one, how did the players enjoy your training session? Were they motivated? Were they enthusiastic? Did they ask you questions to say, "Bah, coach, it was great"? And the last one, did you do it on the right level? Don't take exercises from top coaches and bring it to your youth players or whatever. Make it properly to the level of the players and to the age of the players. At the end, I want to give you a big thank you for listening to me. It was really nice to speak here, and I felt that you were very interested. In this way, I want to thank you and to say, LL Israel. Thank you.